Hi, I'm Evelyn, your host of Love Receive Podcast. I told you guys that God was doing something great, and I'm starting off with the co host. And I want to tell you all a little something about this co host and how it got started. I'm going to let him tell you all about that. But he is a guy, and some of you all know who he is. You're going to know him when you see him, and you're going to know who he is. But anyway, he decided to help me, and I want you all to know that I am glad to have him to join the podcast and to introduce him to you. I'm not going to hold you no longer. I'm going to introduce you, Ron, my host, my son.
Okay.
Come on in.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Glad to see you. Glad to have you as the as um glad to have you to join this podcast. You trying to open it up to the full screen? Yes. Thank you.
How you doing?
See, I need help. There you go, right there. I just kept it
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm glad to have you as my host, and I want you to tell the guys a little how it got started, and then we're gonna have a short prayer and start our conversation.
Okay. Good morning. But me and my mom met for a birthday. Well, a couple days before her birthday, and ran into her, and I was gonna surprise her and come to her house. But I met her a couple days before, and then she let me know she wasn't gonna be home. So I gave her a gift then, and we moved on. A few days later, she called me. She thanked me. And we just got to talking, and she was just sharing things with me, and I was sharing things with her, and she was like, you know what, it'd be nice if you'll come on and let us debate about the way we think of things and what we agree on. And I told her I think about it because I don't do the Facebook and be out in public. It's just not my thing. But because she asked me, I thought about it, prayed about it, and I said, I'll come on and let's see how to work. And so here I am.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you because I needed help, and God knew I needed help, and God started, and we're gonna talk about how this podcast got started, uh, and then we're gonna come back to what we were discussing about how he and I got it together. Now I don't know nothing about this, but we better check this. Let's see is we on mic.
Yeah, we on mic.
Oh, we
I'm
are.
gonna check mic.
Okay. Well, you don't know whether your voice. I don't know whether our voice gonna be on the.
It's on there, Mom.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. But I like my mic to be in front of my face because not in front of my face, in front of my mouth because it helps my sound to come out better. But anyway, we're gonna pray and get right on into our discussion. Father God, we just thank you for this day and how you have blessed us and how you have kept us. And we praise you and give you glory to have known and not known you. And now we know you. And we thank you for letting us feel your presence. We thank you. We praise you for the audience that we got and those that are coming. We give you glory. We give you the honor. And we want to appreciate everyone that are listening. And I thank God for my host. And right now we thank you, God. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Now we're going to get into a little conversation.
So what you got for us?
Oppression.
Oppression.
I didn't sleep too good last night, and that's not like me. I usually sleep, and I have bragged on my podcast how good I sleep. But I guess this is getting started today was a little overwhelming. I think that was some of it, a little
Okay.
Kept me not being able to sleep.
Okay.
And my recorder was on too. That I talk about going on and on and on and on. That recorder was going on and on. We're gonna get started tomorrow. And I have worked so hard and I'm tired. And I think that's what was happening. But oppression is whatever it is, it's just oppression and depression. And both of them is devastating. Uh, and I think that's where our world are. I think our young peoples are going through depression, and it's so much coming at them. See, we didn't have TV, and we just had a radio, and then we got a TV. But now everybody out there throwing stuff at you, taking pictures. So we in a turmoil, and we got to understand a lot of people is oppressed, and they can't seem to get their life together to understand who they are. And we're going to talk a little bit about who you are and who you're supposed to be if you're not there. I want to add to your life. I don't want to bring up your life. Is why I say love, receive, podcast. But anyway, I want my co-host to do some talking and let you know a little something about him. He has kids. He's married and happily married, and I can tell you he have a beautiful wife. Okay, yeah. All my daughter-in-laws are very attractive. They got good taste, but I can tell you where they got it from. But I'm gonna let him tell you where he got it from.
Hey, now, when I said I was gonna do this, now we was gonna just keep it real, but I have a wonderful family, have kids, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to the subject because I was just listening to you, and you were saying about these different things, and like I was just telling you, I was like, I don't do Facebook.
Yeah.
So if you eat too much, you're gonna be obese. So
All right, get on my toe.
No, I'm just
I know where you're coming from. I know where
I'm
you're
just
coming
saying
Yeah.
if you eat so much of the wrong thing,
from. Yeah.
this is the problem. So think about it. Get off some of this stuff because most of this stuff is negative.
Yes, it is.
And so what you putting in you,
Come out.
it's gonna reflect.
Yes.
So I'm not telling nobody to get off because it's a good thing,
It's good and bad.
but it's good for business
Mm-hmm.
to branch out to get viewers, to get people to recognize things that you're trying to do.
Yes, it is good for somebody.
But to take all the negative stuff,
And all the crazy stuff going on.
I mean, but just like everybody's talking about, the kids are in a situation with free will. God gave us free will. So you can accept it, you can take it, or you don't. So stop putting yourself in all these awkward positions.
Well, I think a lot of times people don't even know how God wants them to be free. They don't know that they can be free and have God. You give your will to the Lord, and He brings joy, happiness, peace, all these things He brings to you. If you give God your will, but you have a free will, but flesh ain't good about doing things. We hurt people in the flesh, pain, and
But when I say free will, you got free will to serve it, free will to let your natural control the situation, and your natural yourself.
yeah. So,
When you running the show,
mm-hmm.
stuff, because you have free will. When God is in control, He's driving the car.
Yeah.
But since you are in the flesh driving the car, He already told you you're going to a dead end. And so we just gonna keep going to a dead end till we get to the bottom. And a lot of people
Don't understand it.
A lot of people don't understand it because
They haven't been taught. Religious is something else.
I don't think that it's taught. I think that it can be taught. I'll say this. I remember when we was young, you used to say, when we go somewhere, don't y'all cut up. You knew who we were, but we better not let nobody else see how we were.
Mm-hmm.
People have turned into so fake.
Well, that's the talk.
You don't know how I'm hurt because I don't shielded it in
Mm-hmm.
and just come with like some embarrassment because I'm lost. And I can't tell nobody because I don't put this front on so long that they think I'm invincible. They think I'm this and that because I don't fake this so long. But they don't know how lonely I am. They don't know how this.
But that's I think where depression set in because everybody keeping all that depressed in them. And what you just said, even when you're children, we were raised our kids like we were raised. We were told you go somewhere you behave. Because we know, like you said, we know you're gonna act up. But we telling you to act in a way where won't nobody think. They think you're nice children. But we wanted them to you respect where you was at. And we didn't explain that. You can't do anything. You can't hurt people. You can't tear up their furniture. You can't go out begging. You get hungry, come back home. These are the things we were taught. But we never find out what the child was, who he was. We didn't know he was a drummer or queen or whatever, a drummer
But
queen.
that's why I said I do this because we was gonna do this from a son mother type of relationship and a female. Now, if I was attracted to you and I'm trying to get to know you, I'm gonna put my first game face on.
Yes.
And you're gonna put yours on. But people think once they get in a committed relationship and then like a lot of people say, you changed and they say you changed. We both were pretending.
But that brings on when you do that, I think people get in relationship, they got depression going on, oppression going on, all
But I
that.
didn't know that.
And either one of them know it.
But you put that front on.
Yeah, but this is what causing the marriage or the relationship or even friendship. Now, I thought about something you said to me, and last night I couldn't sleep a little bit. I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, this we're gonna talk about that later because this is not into what the conversation.
No, this
This talking about depression.
This is talking about
How people can
what's going on and how you can get out of it. And then you was having a discussion, and I told you, you have free will, right?
Yeah, we all have free will.
And I have seen so many people, and what's confusing, you have this teacher teaching this kind of way, you have this teacher teaching this kind of way, and you have people that are confused because you got too many things out there. So we all got to get on the same page. I don't care what you call your God. It's the same God. He's got to be in our life. And if you don't have him, if he's not part of your life, what you think?
It can be a chaos. Your life is
If
chaos.
you're controlling the situation, what outcome do you want? I mean, and what outcome you want?
It's selfish when you controlling, when you in the flesh just only think about me, myself, and I. And I use that phrase a lot because I've gave so much of me to so many people. And when I got older and couldn't do it, I didn't have the support for me mentally as I was putting out the trying to help other people. And I got in a selfish mode. And I used to say, I'm going to do for me, myself, and I. That was coming from the flesh.
Yeah.
And anger?
Yeah, but and going through my experience, my growth period, the pain that I caused, the pain that was caused to me.
Yes.
And it's just like people won't go to the bottom, but if when you go to the alcohol class or the drug class or whatever, they say you first got to admit that you had a problem.
Yes. Yeah.
And what we do not do is admit
I have a
that I got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because women say, all these men just hurt me. All these, it ain't these men. You got the problem because you ought to, at some point, said, I've seen this. I've seen this.
But until you grow, you get beat.
But why are you going to keep blaming?
But that's a part of ignorance. We all do that. If you dealing in the flesh, your ego gonna hide who you are, but you want me to be who you want me to be. You are not who you want to be.
No,
you're not real.
But you escape. You throwing blame.
But because you're not real, and you are blaming somebody else because you don't know who you are.
Yeah, because you throwing blame.
Yeah, and you can't heal like that.
You have to. That's why I've got to the point where I'm growing, because I have to understand. I have to admit what I've done wrong.
Yes, yes, yes.
And until I admit to myself that I've done that. So, and when I say done that, I've done that to me, and I've done that to others.
And the Lord.
But some people won't admit it to themselves and won't. Some people won't even say sorry to a person.
Well, what you think they're doing to themselves? If we can find out who we are, and we stop hurting us, because I understand. I've read and I've had classes and I've got counseling. And the first thing they tell you, when you get in there, you can't talk about other people. You're not paying me to talk about someone else. You are paying me to talk about you, your feeling. And that's what I think we need more counseling, especially us Black people. We need more counseling. We were raised up to be tough. We were raised up to don't cry. We were raised up, hold your head up, even though your heart done drop. And so we passed that seed, and we got to dig that seed up. It's okay for you to feel.
Well, I disagree with you.
What?
I disagree.
Why?
With you. Because I disagree with you. Because your life, some of mine, because I was like in a generation, we hurt so much. Now we'll say that we won't allow our children to go to that. Now we was hurt on this side of the spectrum, and now they're lost because they ain't never experienced no pain. But
what it is, we don't have time to teach them. What
no,
you put the children.
You don't want them to go through what you went through, but you overdid it, and now.
Y'all overdid your generation.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Now you overdid it. Here's the thing. Now I ain't gonna let my child
suffer like I know.
And then, but you didn't build what they needed to deal with this world once you're not part of their life. These kids are out here lost.
But you got to understand. Now, when I was raising you all, when you all were little, women stayed home with their babies and raised them and taught them and come in and eat, get your bath and everything. We taught you all that. But then when you all, I'm talking about your generation, when your generation got that, their kids, they like, we had it so hard. I'm not going to let my children go through what I went through. They didn't understand the principle that we had when we were raising you. If you, I don't know which one of you all was, but y'all was fighting. And I made whoever it was 6 of y'all, I know it wasn't my daughter, them boys, they would wrestle and fight. And I would make y'all hug each other. And oh, that was the hurting. I didn't have to hit you. I said, go hug him and hold him tight. Oh, I said, you gonna hug him or get a whooping? They gonna hug because they didn't want that whipping. And so This was a way of making you. If I say if you hit him, he's supposed to hit you back. I tried to give you doing to others as you have them doing to you. You can't take his toy. Give it back. Some folks will let you take it and walk right on out the, or you showed him some. You can't do that. You teach them the way they should go. And when they get old, they want to part from. They'll come back to it. Let me say it later.
That's what I was saying.
I know what you're saying.
We went from that hard life to we're not gonna let our children and grandchildren have that.
Yeah.
Now we on an island and they on an island.
Yeah.
Because we went too far.
Yes.
We had it so hard. Now they got it so easy, but they don't have no strength when it's time to get into this world. And this world, you have free will, but this world is wicked. Everybody is trying to win. And if you are the weak link, everybody gonna use you, abuse you, and everything. But you got to pay attention to your surroundings and know the way this person talks, this don't feel good to my spirit.
That's it. Now.
But
that's the God part about it.
But guess what? A lot of people, I like that because they say the right thing to me. They always compliment you. And I know women love all them compliments.
Oh yes, we do.
I know you do. I know you do. And I just sit there. I sit there, and that's the biggest problem that people have with me. And I'm like, and me and you be disagreeing, and a lot of people disagree. But people disagree with me. But I want you to think. Just listen to what I'm saying. If I complimented you every day,
well,
and then when I say, your hair look kind of messed up, you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad because you never heard that from me.
Well.
But if I love you, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Now, you know I'm into that.
I know, but here's what I'm trying to go somewhere. When I put what I have on now, what I have on right now is for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me. I like it.
Yeah.
If you don't compliment me, that's fine, cause I like it. Now, what people do not understand, I'm gonna compliment you cause I like it. You put it on because you like it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I like it, I'm gonna say that looks. Because to me, but every day, everything that you have on is not.
Well, it's not supposed to be for you.
But why I gotta compliment you?
You don't have
but
to.
People do that.
But I think, wait a minute. I think that is a part of that person upbringing. They was told that. Just like you were saying, y'all was raised up hard. Y'all had to work. You got that. So you can't understand that person if they was raised up in a house and that house did all those compliments. And I've seen different people and they were just so fake it to me. But that's the way they was raised. So I have to accept it and move on. That's who they are. I can't change them.
I don't have no problem.
I know you don't have no problem.
What I'm saying, I don't have no problem. What I'm saying, everybody needs to ask themselves.
But if you're depressed, that's what we're talking about.
But I know.
If you're depressed and oppressed,
you
need that.
But if you've been doing something the same way and you still empty,
you need just some counseling. We can't help people that got that problem.
Why need counseling?
Because you're paying them, and you're paying them to help you.
And I agree with counseling now, but I'm going somewhere. Why do I need counseling?
Because you need that person. You need validation. And so when you get the counseling gonna ask you, Why do you need that validation? And so I'm saying to every black person that I can talk to, you go to the doctor for your stomach, you go for your feet, your head moves, your head sees, your head eat, your head think, your head, if you get knocked out, somebody got to pick you up. It's your head is a part of your life, and people don't give their head no credit. We got on glasses. We don't went to the eye doctor, got our eyes examined. They gave us the part that the reading lens. They gave us all that. We'll do that.
True.
But if you got a problem, and I said, okay, Ron, you got a problem. I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem. Why do you think you don't have a problem? If I feel like you have a problem and you're hurting me, I think I could tell you, come on, let's go get some help. If I love you, I'm going to try to get you hear what you're saying. But most black people, I'm going to just say it, I'm coming on out with that because you brought it up. Most black people been abused, and now they done abused themselves so long trying to keep themselves where we said, hold on, keep yourself, keep, and you done held on, you oppressed, you depressed, and now we trying to marry and have babies and have families, and you depressed and I'm oppressed. What you think that marriage gonna be like? I think not church council. Church council gonna tell you about the Lord. God can't come in you unless you will God your will.
What you say? Church council gonna do what?
They're gonna counsel you about the Lord, but they're not gonna tell you nothing about you.
They're gonna counsel you about who?
The Lord.
The what?
Tell you about God.
I don't see nothing but them passing the offering plate around.
Well, that's another conversation. But I'm talking about oppression and depression, and I tell you, I think everybody that hear my voice, before you marry, get even a friend. If you got a friend and you all start off and they let you take them to dinner all the time just for us, that's just come off the top of my head. I don't know nobody doing that now, so don't call me. If I got to take you to dinner and every time I pick up tab, woman or man, it's not fair. We both got a job. It's not fair for the man to pick up tab all the time. It's not fair for the woman to do all the cooking. We got to understand we are human. Whatever you got to do for you, guess what? If you by yourself, I can tell you that I'm by myself. I thought I was doing all this stuff for my husband and children and everything.
Right.
I'm still cooking for me.
Right.
I'm still cleaning toilets for me.
Right.
And I look in the kitchen, I used to accuse my husband of dropping all the food on the floor and wasting the coffee everywhere. I go back in the kitchen, I'm like, who dropped that coffee all over the floor?
Right.
Ain't nobody here but me.
Yeah.
So I have to take full responsibility.
But that's what I said. When you take full responsibility and admit to yourself, then you can start healing.
Yes.
Because that's why I always say free will, because everybody's it's a place for God.
And he gonna let nobody else in there.
And everybody, we all trying to fill that place for God with everything. And you're talking about why we get there, because you're trying to fill it with nothing, and all it do is just like rain, just wash away. You on a hill, and you gonna put sod up in there, dirt, and the rain comes just wash away. You no. So till you put God there, some good stuff there that won't get washed away, you're gonna continue to have these problems. But nobody want to admit the truth, Mom.
But
you had to admit when you was upset or angry or whatever. And that's another thing. And I learned, because in my past, it's a certain thing that you can give somebody your power over you.
Oh yeah.
Because you gave them your power because what you said about me matter more than how I feel about myself.
That's it.
And people does that.
But that's still going through depression because I looked up oppression and it's a slavery. It named a lot of stuff people put on you, jobs, a whole lot of stuff. You stay there because you need the money. You stay with the man because you need the money. You stay with the woman because you got to pay child support.
Right.
And we do things and it oppresses us. It oppresses us and it depresses us. And that's why we have so much. I bet 25% of marriage, 25% of marriage. Now it's 100%, but I would give 25%, and I know I'm overrating it.
Right.
Of happy marriage. Happy marriage. I stayed married 45 years.
Y'all,
depression.
I ain't just no depression, y'all. I remember when I got married. They said a happy wife, a happy life. What about a happy husband?
But it's both words. You got to make yourself happy.
But we have took that on, happy wife, happy life. What about the husband?
Well,
yeah,
that's just a few things they put on the husband because most time
what?
Woman's supposed to obey the husband, supposed to love the children, husband, and take care of everything. Women have a load. And I can see why they can be depressed. I was depressed for years. And once you get depressed, it always can come back. You go to bed and wake up and it's there. But I'm going to tell you the good part about it. When you done got counseling, most counseling, if you ain't got the right counseling, they're going to tell you about who you are. You go find you another counselor. Because they ain't supposed to tell you who I am. They supposed to tell you who you are.
I know that.
And most people black folks don't want no counseling.
But I know that
because they don't want to know who they are.
I know that, and I agree with you in counseling. But if you get on your knees and say, Lord,
I know
show
that.
me,
He will,
and forgive me, admit to yourself, all I got some problems.
I know.
But you ain't gonna let me because that old free will, that old natural. That old flesh, ego. I'm not gonna let them know that I was wrong. Mm-hmm. And that's a scary thing. Some people can't ask for forgiveness. Some people ain't never said I'm sorry. But that's dangerous.
But so
when you can't admit, Mom, you are dangerous to yourself.
But what I want to say too, you're dangerous to yourself. You don't know yourself. And that's what counseling is so important. When you get some counseling, to stop hurting you. Because anytime you hurt me, you're going to feel bad. You're hurting you. You say, I don't care. And your emotion is upset. I mean, you're upset. And your emotion is being torn because you do care. And that's why you're arguing and mad and angry. When I say get counseling, it helps you go to the Lord. It helps you understand yourself. And when you understand yourself, you begin to know God. Because God is in all of us. You don't know you. You don't know God in you. I was talking to the Lord one day. I'm going to talk about me. The Lord told me to go by this lady house. I said, the hell you preach. Right. That was the spirit of the Lord. So when you don't know God, you think you're talking to yourself.
I know that.
I said, the hell you preach. And when I know anything, my car just turned off. And I didn't know what. I said, okay, God. I knew it wasn't the hell you preach. I know I was in a dangerous place when my car swerved in. When I got to that road, it just turned off. I said, wow, this God. And then I knew that I'm not my own. And he said, you will your will to me. So when you give God your will, he know your heart. Right. And he will take over when you don't want him to sometimes. You want to do what you want to do. I've done it so many times. I want to do what I want to do. I went and told the Lord, I said, I need some money. And I'm going to get some money because God going to bless me with some money. And I'm going to the casino. God going to bless me with some money. I went to the casino and God let him took that money. Because I didn't consult the Lord. Right. I could have said, Lord, you know my needs.
You know something.
You know my needs.
Now, you know some of the people's out here going to say, you know, God, you going to put God in gambling.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you about my story.
Now, you know, I know you telling them about this, but
But God ain't into your gambling. Only
But-
thing He
but
don't want you to
these
carry your
people go-
food money up
But
there.
the folks don't say, she putting gambling and God with each other.
And we, you know what? We flesh. It's at first natural and then spiritual. We hide.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm glad you brought that up because we hide so many things that we know we like. And I asked the Lord about one day I was trying to get in some wine. I said, ooh, ain't gonna let nobody see me getting no wine because I'm talking about the Lord. And if they see me coming out the liquor store, what they gonna say? And the Lord spoke to me. That's when you will your will to the Lord, you can understand when God speak to you. He said, I turned water into wine. I said, let me get a big glass. He spoke that in my spirit. I turned water into wine. And he wasn't telling me to drink the wine, but he would let me know why you going to be worried about what somebody else think about you and not what I think.
You know why that was? Because you were putting on a show for so long.
Yes.
And you wasn't loving yourself. Why you
Wasn't
care what I
honest.
say?
Wasn't honest.
So, have you ever noticed a person do so much wrong
Yes.
and everybody just overlook them?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you see them. You
Yeah.
see them. Hey, that's who they is and that's who they is.
But
to get shot, oh, look at him. Because you don't put on, but you do it behind closed doors. But now you like, I don't care what people see. But they are so shocked because
they done changed.
But you was doing it all wrong.
Yeah.
You was putting on a show.
Don't you think we need counseling if we doing all that? That's what I'm talking about. This is about the oppression and depression. I want to say to everybody,
take the
read you some psychological book if you don't want no.
Take the mask off.
Nobody. If you don't want to go to the counsel, get you some. They got all kind of books out there you can read on psychology, and it'll help you.
Take the mask off, Mama.
You can't take it off when you don't know you got it on. Let me tell you something about that. What you just said.
You know you got mask on.
Let me tell you something about
that. You cussing at home.
That ain't no mask.
No, you cussing at home. You doing everything at home.
Well, you do that because
I know that. But then you go out there and act like you holier than thou. And for whatever age you are, everybody think that you miss this or miss that.
But you know why?
Because you put on a mask.
But you know what? I understand the mask. I understand what you're saying about the mask. I was glad to have masks on sometime, even when COVID was over, because I wouldn't be done put on no makeup.
I got you.
I hadn't put on no makeup or nothing, and I covered it up all my face. You couldn't see them but my eyes. And I went on to the store, and I'm like, it's good to not to have to put on makeup. I can put a mask on. And so God showed me something about the masks. He said, y'all been had them on all the time. So why everybody was out there marching, we ain't gonna wear no mask, we ain't gonna wear no mask. They were so mad about wearing masks. I'm like, we wear them every day. Because you go outside pretending you somebody that you are not.
That's what I'm trying to
But I'm not like that anymore. I do go to the casino when I want to, and I get my
That's not their business. That's not their business.
But I get my groove on.
But see,
to stay young.
I got you, but here's what happened. You work and enjoy life while you got youth. And then when you get old, why would I wanna work when I get old? When I gotta go to all these doctor appointments. So people are backwards. Love yourself. Stop putting on. If you stop putting on, then people will accept you better. You watch people on podcasts act a fool. Everybody just laughing. And everybody on Facebook just laughing at all this craziness. But a person that's serious and then they find out they're doing something wrong, God, if you would take that mask off and show people who you really are, people can accept that you human, or people can accept that they can relate. But since you want to pretend to be this perfect person, and none of us are, and that's what happened. So I've learned so long ago. Do you pay my bill?
No,
So why I care what you think?
but we were raised like that.
But-
You on a you wait a minute. Let me say it like that. I think you picking at you picking the scab off of the sore, because all these years you done did this, and you don't know how to take the mask off. Like I said, I put it on to hide myself when I was going to the store, and I use it as going to the store. Didn't want nobody to see me without makeup. What you were saying, shouldn't put the mask on. I should have went on. That's who my face is. That's who I am. So why do I have to cover myself because I'm scared somebody gonna look at me? Well, now the way I do it now, I do what I do, and I like that. I like the way I look. I like the way I look.
But here's the most. Here's and if people don't believe me, look it up. Stars that are so humble, they go to the store, they ain't got no bodyguards or nothing. People don't even bother. Say, hey, they're down to earth. People think that they so important. Oh, they gonna see me.
But they need counseling.
People don't look.
They're oppressed.
People, if somebody is obsessed with you and go home, guess what I saw? I saw wrong. Oh, he think he this. If I was to think somebody going home, just they got me on the brain.
You got the power then. You got the power.
But ain't nobody think about me that much, Mama. Come on.
If they think about you that much, you got their power.
But why do I care?
You shouldn't care because you ain't giving them your power.
But everybody think that somebody care about them more than they do.
All I can tell you, our time is running up, and I can tell you, black people, get you some counseling. Your head need to be examined. You got to find yourself before you can find God. And you can go to church, you can go to mosque, you can go to Jehovah, you can go to Buddha, you can go to whoever. But if you don't know who you are, how God gonna know who you are when you don't know who you are? He's in you, and he's the hope of glory. And if whatever you do, if you don't get that head straight, you're not gonna see your maker. If you hit that snake on the head, he gonna die. You can cut him all over his body, and he still jump. But when you beat that head, that snake gone. And I learned that, and I kill him now. I'm good because I had so much on some of those video about a snake. But our time is up, and I want to say where I'm at, and I want you to say some things about what you learned today about yourself. I learned that I love talking about the Lord. I love feeling God's presence. And I love knowing that I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. I'm learning so much about myself. And I learned when I spoke today about counseling, I begin to be healed, reading counseling books and different motivation speaking books. I begin to heal myself. And it's a good thing. When you got depression and oppression and all these different things, he hurt me, she hurt me, you can't live your life for living what the past is about. But anyway, we're going to let you say something, and then we're going to close out.
I agree with what you were saying, and I'm going to say a few things. First of all, stop trying to be perfect because you're not.
Talk about yourself now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Tell yourself. We don't.
Start loving yourself.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing it.
And women, you guys might thing. I'm talking about a woman, but I had a problem when it says a happy wife, a happy life, a happy husband. When you go play golf, you see other races, wives out there with the golf. The women want you to just go to dinner. They don't want to work out. You go to the gym, the other.
What you learned today?
So what I'm saying and what I'm learning, what we're talking about, once you admit that.
What you learned?
What I learned?
Mm-hmm.
I learned.
Well, out of our conversation, we're going to talk about what I learned.
What I've learned, we was going to have the debate, but what I've learned is stop pretending and be true to yourself.
Yes, right.
And learn how to forgive and and you will get out of some of this oppression and all these things because you're not trying to keep up an image. It's hard to keep up an image.
What you're saying is start within.
Yeah, it's within, but it's hard to keep up an image. And that ain't you.
And that ain't me.
And that ain't me. So I've been dropped the image.
Well, I'm dropping it. You know.
Who you?
I God every day they take me higher.
Who you was born with a twin?
No, that's what I used to tell y'all now.
But you were born with a twin?
Mm-mm.
So you came in this world by yourself and you're gonna leave by yourself. So if you pretending to be something and you are gonna leave this world by yourself, start loving you and start being real with you and start being real with the people that surround you. And if y'all are not alike, it's okay to separate because if two don't agree, don't just sit there and make each other miserable.
But depression will do that too.
I got you on that. But you depressing yourself because you see, here's our problem. But here's our problem. I won't change you. You won't change me.
That's it. That's why I said about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
You can't change me and I can't change you.
No, and that's why we have to focus on us.
And that's why we are so hurt.
Yeah, we focus on us to show people that I am human. I am trying. I know that I have some growth. Now, when somebody called me on something, I know my grandson don't care about me sharing this, and then we're gonna close because we're going into our he don't care about me sharing this. I got so many, so I don't know who it is. It's the one I'm talking about. Right. He got upset with me, and we on the same level in a lot of things. He's smart, but he was upset, but he didn't want to say it to his grandmother, and he didn't want to disrespect me. And I called him and I told him, you have a right to let me know how you feel about what I did or what I said or what I didn't do. You have that right. And I want you to express yourself to me because then I know what I did wrong. So he went to tell me, and I said, you know what? I learned something. I learned something about me that I could sit and listen at him and felt his hurt and understood where he was coming from. And I'm like, I told him, I said, you know, I just learned something. And we're never too old to learn. And so if I clean around my house, it's up to you to clean yours. I can't clean everybody's house. And that's what we got to know at Blackfoot. We want to help everybody, save everybody, be everybody, do everybody, want everybody to love what you do. That's too much. But anyway, we're going to close. And
I've enjoyed the time.
I enjoyed it too.
And I hope you invite me back.
Are you the host, the co-host? Are you coming back? Are you coming back on the next podcast? Bye. We have